Hi, my name is Mackenzie, and the activity that I'm choosing is for a third grade classroom, and it is standard 3.0 or OA.1, and it's interpreting products of whole numbers, like interpreting 5 times 7 and the total number of 5 groups of 7 objects each. So the activity would probably take about 10 to 15 minutes to explain to the classroom and show them how to use the materials. And then after you've explained to them how to use it, you could probably give it to them to do on their own assignment since it's pretty simple. This would be kind of explaining to the classroom like a hands-on, giving them manipulatives to use for explaining multiplication before you've gotten to the point where they would be at doing the multiplication by themselves without any manipulatives. So I'm using the snap cubes that we have, and in a lot of classrooms they have like, you can use like little bears or like little counters, and they just give them to the kids. So for example, they snap apart and snap back together. I did 7 in each, so there's 7 groups, or there's 7 in each, and there's 5 groups of 7, which would explain if a child needed to, they could count all of them and they would get 35, which would be explaining the concept of 7 times 5 is 35. And the level 1 would be helping them, would be using the manipulatives to help them solve the problems. So that would be like where they should be. Level 2 would be doing the work with the problems after they have the understanding of the manipulatives, not using them as much or not needing them at all. And level 3, which would be kind of like over their head, the next level would be starting to use not using manipulatives anymore, but doing the math problems, but adding in other numbers. So it would be like 20 times 15, so you're not doing just single digit numbers anymore. And for the technology portion of this, I have my tablet, and I went onto the website that I actually, the Math Playground website that I reviewed, and I went onto the website, and you can click on the Common Core tab, which is on the main screen, and you can go, there's different games, and it breaks it down by the different like categories that they're learning. And this game that I have here is called Thinking Blocks, so you could give that to the kids if you wanted to use a tablet, or if you were more interested in using like iPads, tablets, things like that in your classroom. Basically, I'll do this really quick, but it says start modeling, and then it gives you a problem. And these are probably better for students that already know how to use the manipulatives, to give them to use for like story problems. Because like this example is, Emma's saving her money to buy a computer. She has $9 each week for the last 6 weeks. How much money does Emma have so far? And at the top right here, it says label, so that would be how much she's trying to save, which would be total money, so you drag over the total money. The next label right here would be money saved per week, and these little green bars would be how many, you drag those, it'd be how many she needs to have, and then they can click check. I got it right. I'll show you an example if I got it wrong, but $9 would be down here, and then the question mark, which is over here, which is kind of hard to see, but the question mark would go here, but I'm going to put the 9 in the wrong place so you can see what happens. So it told me to try again, so I would drag that over there, drag the 9, and put the question mark here, because we're trying to solve what the total money is. And then you would then there's 9 per week, so each green block represents $9. So then you would times 9 by 6, which is how many weeks they have, which would be $54. So I got it right, and then it'd give me the next problem. So kids that are more advanced, that have already used the manipulatives, this would be a great website. There's also other games on there, but I knew that we should integrate some type of technology, and I think tablets are the best way to do math things because kids can play games by themselves. So in this standard, you could use other types of like counters. Like we have the whole backpack full of things, and you could use different counters. I know we have like these, and like even things that really aren't counters, like for like a more hands-on, if you wanted to do, or like more of writing for the kids, if you're in a classroom that doesn't have counters, you could also write the numbers down on a piece of paper and then have them use like tally marks, or like some people use circles, things like that. That is the concept that I did, and again, it's for 3rd grade. You could probably introduce this a little bit earlier on. I know a lot of 1st grade and 2nd grade classrooms do introduce these types of things, but then you would just be adding on to it by the time they're in 3rd grade. So that is my concept that I'm teaching. Again, it's 3.0A.1, and it should take about 10-15 minutes to explain, and then you can probably give a worksheet, or if you've already explained it to the kids, you could do what I did and grab a tablet and give that to them. Thank you.